Rob of Roggy Vlobs.
Woo!
What's up, Rob?
Hey!
How you doing, man?
Terrible.
Oh!
No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing great. Everything's great.
Yeah?
Everything's fine. Everything is gonna be okay.
Approve it.
It's like that reggae song. Everything is gonna be alright. Yeah.
Be alright.
So I wanted to ask you a lot of questions. It's probably gonna take an hour.
I have limited
and a half.
time.
How do you start, Rob?
How do I start?
How do you start?
My day, or just I was like,
A business?
how do I start a business?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is an interesting question for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not a question, a question, because that's what I said for some reason.
Okay.
The way that you start a business and the way I recommend that you start a business. So
Okay.
you can basically just say, well, there's, supply and demand. There's a low supply of hangers for clothes in Minneapolis. So I'm going to start ordering hangers and sell them at a small markup so that I can have profit over and over and over again, because it's just, that is kind of boring for me personally. So I just recommend that you do what you love. The first business that I started was basically I was a musician. I played music, and then I was 18 years old. A mom came up to me and said, "Hey, can you teach kid music?" And so, yeah, and I think the first lesson I taught was half hour, and I think I charged $5 maybe or something like that. I was a teenager. But ever since that day, I know. It's a little bit steeper now.
Yeah.
I would say this: if you want to start a business, pick what you want to do and just keep doing it
Okay.
for any amount of time. Because for probably the first couple of years, I maybe had up to 6 lessons a week.
Ooh,
And
is
then-
that a lot?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So last year I had I've taught up to 82 lessons in 1 week.
What?
Yes, and last year I had I think 64. This year I'm trying to transition out of that because I've been doing it for like over a decade, but
That sounds like a lot, man.
it's a lot.
So
it's
you
a lot
play
of
an
kids.
instrument?
I play piano, guitar, bass, and drums, flute, the radio, and
The radio. Is that an
Yes.
instrument?
well,
radio?
I play it.
Okay.
I just want to write a whole bunch of jokes. I just read them off to you one after another until you pee in your chair.
My abs will be flat by the time we're done. Okay.
They're not
Guaranteed.
flat?
They're not flat.
So yeah, after that, I eventually just became, they like me. My clients like me. They said, my kid's learning at a quick rate. So anytime anyone ever needed a music teacher from there on out, I was just called. So I kind of fell into it a little bit, which I would encourage you to try that. If you love something, then just do the heck out of it until people start offering you money to do it for them.
In my case, I was just so miserable, but I didn't want to be an entrepreneur. So what do they do?
If you're so miserable,
You're so miserable.
what were you miserable with? What were you miserable about?
I would get bored really fast.
With your job?
With these jobs.
Okay.
Like that's the answer. I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, if you are bored with your job, this is probably not an uncommon thing. As an entrepreneur, over time you'll eventually get bored too. Or a business owner, you'll get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. But if it's something you love, you'll be able to keep doing it, and you'll like it. A majority of the time.
Hope so.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully. But if you hate your job is usually like 9 to 5. That's the majority of your strong hours of your life. You're going to die and be buried with having given the strongest part of your life to something that you hated. I didn't want to do that.
So quit?
So quit, and I like to bridge. So if you're 9 to 5 right now, then 5 to 9, 5 to 12, do something that you love. So what else do I do? I cook eggs sometimes. Do you mean, is it from a business standpoint? My wife and I we bought a house.
Yes.
That was old and made it hopefully cool. It might not be.
Super
Is
dope.
it dope?
Super dope.
Hopefully, it's
Good
still a
job.
work in progress.
That's more like done.
Yeah. There are people in it right now,
Yeah.
so that's the good news. But we wanted to try our hand at that, and we're already in real estate a bit. So that's kind of, our family does a bit of that. Let's see if
How
we
do you
can
get
cash
the
flow.
money to do that?
The money, you borrow it.
Okay. do you save?
Yes, absolutely. So the first house that you can buy, if you don't know this, you can get an FHA loan if you don't have a house right now for 3.5% down. After that, you're most likely going to have to put 20% down, unless it's a second home, and whereas you can put 10% down. Some people will give you 5% down conventional, but the main issue is debt to income ratio. Banks don't want to give you a lot of money if your debt is way higher than, if you're over, I think, 49% or whatever it is. Yeah, for sure. I'm a big believer in real estate. I mean, it's going to go up and down, but over time, people are going to need a place to live.
Yeah.
So, it's like the population is increasing. There's a limited amount of dirt, so it's like, I love real estate. I like, being able to touch assets. I like the stock market too. Yeah. I like the stock market too. I like cryptocurrency. We've done some of that.
He owns a lot of Bitcoin.
I may have sold it all.
What?
Not all of it.
Okay.
I may have sold it.
Okay. To pay for that beautiful home.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other reason I like real estate, and maybe it crashes tomorrow and I look like an idiot, I don't care, but the reason that I like it, I took the risk. They give you 100% control of that asset.
Ooh.
Exactly. So I'm in this house. I haven't paid the note off on this house yet, but I have 100%. I can do whatever I want with it. I can rent it out. I can let someone stay in my guest bedroom. I can rent it out to another family and make a profit on it. If you go and you put 20% down on a stock or a CD or a hedge fund or something like that, you're not going to get 100%. You're only going to get whatever you put into it. Real estate is an appreciating asset. Real estate is appreciated, has almost doubled every, I think, 14.4 years over the last, since the 1700s.
So you're saying we should all go and buy real estate?
That's what I'm saying.
Instead of the stock market?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying do both. Because
we-
you're going to have, the stock market has been on fire, since Trump has been in office.
So, question for you.
Answer for you.
You work with your wife with real estate.
I do work with my wife with real estate.
Describe that dynamic.
It's not easy.
It's not easy because
Yeah.
there's no break.
Right. Well, her dad has done a lot of real estate, so she saw the value in that from the beginning. We both like making people happy, like make people feel comfortable,
So you'd rather work with your wife than with someone else?
Right.
Okay. Good answer.
Yeah.
She's right there.
You're trying to get me in trouble.
No.
Here's the top 9 reasons why I don't like working with my wife and don't recommend that you do so. I'm just kidding.
Hey, Rod.
Yeah.
How important is it to surround yourself with people that believe in you?
It's very important. In fact, that's why I'm doing this with another entrepreneur. Hey.
Raise that groove.
I would say probably last January of 2017, I started gracefully cutting a few ties with because you're the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. You're the average of these people, because whatever they're doing is directly influencing you, whether you think you're special or not. And the truth is, you're not special. You're not special. So no, I'm just saying, in that way, no one escapes influence, and so whatever you're influenced by is going to pull you up and pull you down. There's my old youth pastor used to make the comparison to someone he actually took the strongest woman that we had in our youth group.
That would be me.
Yeah, that would be her. Put her on top of the table and put the scrawniest dude under the table, and then said, okay, go ahead and try to pull him up on top of the table with you. And she couldn't do it because it was very hard gravity. And gravity is working against me. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah. And then he said, okay, so scrawny little dude, pull her down. And he just pulled and ripped her right down. It was a lot easier. Basically, that's the power of influence. It's easier to be pulled down to something.
How can you commit when you have a lunch?
Most of mine are like inclusive in music.
Okay.
So I have, I've done albums and taught music and played music, and most of my side hustles are surrounding that.
Okay.
So I'm the music teacher at Southwest Christian, the music director at Four Winds International, and then I have my own business where I teach music privately outside of that, like one-on-one lessons. So a lot of that is already music. Yeah, So I do wish that I had one thing to really punch away at. So that's what I'm looking at. Yeah.
What would you leave him with?
What would I leave entrepreneurs with all the way around? I really can't think of anything that if you do well enough, you can't get paid for. I really can't. If you're up, then stay up. And if you're down, gotta get up. Well, you said you have entrepreneurs that are already up.
Okay.
So I don't have a lot to say to you. Good job.
Good job.
If you're not up, then I would start doing. I want to hit 40 years old, me personally, and just be exhausted. Because I did so much. I want to do everything really big.
And like
That's a
a
big
gospel
deal.
break? Like a gospel dance?
Yeah.
We're gonna do that for you.
We will.
Like, how do you... Oh, I don't know that song. Is that a rap song?
No, that's not a rap song. I believe it's a Disney tune.
Let it go. No. Let it go.
Speaking of let it go,
Uh-huh.
let's let that go.
Oh! Wow, on point.
You were just saying about
How to start.
you were like you look like a rich man's version. Yeah, you were saying something about I look like Tom Cruise in his prime. Was that what you said? Him in his prime?
No, bro.
Okay.
Not bro. Not bro.
Like,